Okay, thank you very much. Let me just shortly introduce myself. My name is Natalia Isaeva, and I'm presenting Institute of Education, Higher School of Economics in Moscow. And today I want to present a country report of Russian Federation. Two slides. First, for the context, I would like to sketch the schema of Russian Federation educational system and tell what we know about the portrait of our Russian school principal. First of all, at present, there are over 45,000 public schools and only about 600 in private sector. Almost all schools combine primary and secondary levels in one, so from grade 1 to grade 11. The majority of principals in Russia are female. It's near 98% and tend to be located in rural areas. In all above, near 60% work in rural schools, while more than 35% in urban ones. Other 5% lead school in 2 megacities in Russia. So despite of it, the majority of our students, about 74%, live and study in the cities. The age distribution of principals reveals that more than 90% are over the age of 35 years, and with nearly 1/3 having already reached retirement age. And the vast majority of school principals have been working for over 20 years and have higher pedagogical education. And now we move to...
Natalia, can you hear me, Natalia?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you very well. Sometimes you touch the microphone somehow, and then there's a little sound. So maybe
okay, I will.
Just
okay.
if this is possible, but we can hear you very well and we can see your screen.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Now we move on educational policy in Russia, and they're redefining the role of school principals. As a country that have experienced significant social, economical, and political upheaval in the past few decades, Russia is experiencing major transformations also in educational sphere. Modern educational reforms in Russian Federation has significantly redefined the role of school principals. Up until the 19th, before crushing the USSR, principals were considered to be chiefly administrators or inspectors, and embedded in strict hierarchical structures. So the administration task was to verify the expectations of order handed down from above from the other government structures. At the start of 19th, the principals was mainly responsible for quality assurance, running an efficient school and delivering the desired examination results of students. And they were mostly performed as managers, the person who are capable of achieving best results from the given set of the resources. The trend towards school accountability for learning outcomes in educational policy in Russian Federation are connected with the participation of Russia in PISA, and where we had very low scores comparing with the OECD countries. And after that, various reform initiatives were implemented. First of all, we launched the unified state exam or in all country, and also the introduction of federal state educational standards. Before we have no one. And empirical evidence from some research that we had in Russia in past 10 or 15 years about the role and leadership practices of school principals show us that in Russia, that in reality, in Russia, school principals are mostly managers than leaders, still than leaders, but we are moved on to this way. The most recent set of reforms also have mirrored some international trends in decentralization of educational system in Russia, and also we're on the way from school principal as a manager to school principal as a leader of a team of their teams. So first of all, in today's Russia, principals have authority on budgetary and facilities issues. According to the new federal law on education, school principals could operate by them own on the financial issues, and also to control the instructional and staff matters. Adoption of per capita fundings, giving the greater more autonomy to schools to determine how to generate their budget, how to allocate resources, how to spend them, and also they now have power to recruit teachers that they had no before. In recent years, we are also could see the changes in the core competences required from school principals. First of all, now we are on the process of adopting professional standard for school principals that we had not beforehand. But to be honest, this process lasting about 6 years because of the confrontation of two groups and two different models of this standard. One group concentrates and focusing mostly on managerial functions of school principals, and the other said that we should expect from our modern school principals mostly instructional and distributed leadership practices. And also some decentralization process could be observed in the attestation of school principals, the new model of certification that we have developed in our institute to help our ministry to produce all the documents, and also the expert model of this certification. Implies the separation of power between federal, regional, and municipal levels that ensure transparency and impartiality of the whole procedure. Until that time, the federal government hands over the right to determine the nature and frequency of the attestation of school principals to the founder, to the municipal level. So it was not a transparent process at all. And However, so far the centralization remains in the dismissal of school principals. What do you mean? That municipal departments still have an authority to establish or close any school, and to appoint and dismiss on one day the principal from his position without explaining the reasons. So here we could see that it's a strong centralization because our government have this power in terms of the recruitment policy in our schools. And to conclude, I want to highlight two more tendencies in school leadership in Russia that we hope that most of them that these two tendencies are also in the way to the leadership. And first, we are moving from individual principals' power in school management to distributed responsibility of school leadership team members. It means that the new model of attestation of school principals and the other legislation documents taking into account not only the responsibility of school principals, but the whole team for the effectiveness of the school. And the other tendency is that we could see the increasing number of independent and diverse principal preparation programs, the programs of professional development, and they are mostly now focused on the issues of leadership and not of the management. So most of these transformations now hope for us the bright future of Russian education. Thank you very much.